Good morning, grade 4. Welcome back to the English class. How are you all doing today? So, in the previous class, we saw the play The Youngest Prince. And today, we'll see the exercise, a few exercises from the chapter. So, I hope you have already read the play once again. So, let's move on to the exercise part. The first question is reading comprehension. After reading the story, think of the advice given by the teacher to Gamini and fill in the boxes. Now, we have seen in the story how Prince Gamini visited his teacher for some guidance at two situations, and the teacher properly guided him by giving some advice. So here in this exercise, you are asked to write each advice given by the teacher to Prince Gamini and what was the result of following the teacher's advice. So let's see the answers. The first advice was, Gamini must not go to any province but tell the king that if he too is sent away like other princes, there will be no son remaining to serve him in the capital city. He must also ask the king to let him be the one to collect taxes and distribute benefits to the people. He must carry out his duties honestly and faithfully with energy and kindness. So this was the first advice given by Prince Gamini's teacher to him. So he followed the teacher's advice and let's see what was the result. Gamini won the hearts of the people who wanted him to be the king. So let's see what was the second advice. Gamini must send a message to his angry brothers who are ready to wage war against each other and Gamini to tell them that he is dividing the kingdom into two and giving them each a part. So, the teacher had advised Prince Gamini to send a message to his brothers and he followed what the teacher advised him. So, let's see what was the result. The brothers were humbled and realized that their youngest brother was a noble and pious soul. The brothers went to the capital to pledge their support to Gamini and willingly agree to serve as ministers to guide Gamini. So that was the result of following the teacher's second advice. So I hope these are clear to you. Now let's move on to the next section and it is to write T for true and F for false for these sentences. Pick out and write a phrase or sentence to support your answer. Let's see each statement one by one. The king was good and wise. Is that true or false? Yes, that statement is true. And you have to find a sentence or phrase from the play to support that the statement is true. Now the second one, the princes were disobedient. Is that true or false? The statement is false. And you can find a sentence or phrase from the play to support that the statement is false. Now the third one, Gamini was chosen as the minister by the citizens. Is that true or false? It is false. Now the fourth one, Bikram and Virat were angry because they couldn't become kings. Yes, that statement is true. Now fifth one, Gamini was peace-loving and that statement is also true. And for all these statements, we have to find a sentence or phrase from the story to support whether the given statement is true or false. So I hope you are clear with these questions. Now let's move on to the next section and it is answer these questions. The first question is, who was Gamini? And the answer is, Gamini was the youngest of three princes. Let's see the second one. Why did the teacher ask Gamini not to choose any province? And the answer is, the teacher asked Gamini not to choose any province because he was wise and knew that if Gamini stays in the capital city and is involved with the people, he will win their hearts and they will choose him as king. Now, let's see the third one. What happened when the old king passed away? So, when the old king passed away, the youngest prince, Gamini, was crowned the new king. Now, let's see the fourth one. How did Gamini restore peace in his kingdom? So, Gamini restored peace in his kingdom as he followed his wise teacher's advice. He sent a message to his warring brothers telling them that he was giving them each one half of his kingdom. The brothers were humbled and stopped fighting. They gave full support to Gamini and agreed to serve him as ministers. So this is how Prince Gamini restored the peace in his kingdom. Now the next section is think and answer, and here there are two questions given. The first one is, do you think Gamini's teacher was a good teacher? Give reasons for your answers. And the second one is, why do you think Gamini deserved the title Gamini the Righteous? So these two questions you have to think yourself and write the answers in your notebook. You can do this as an activity now. Please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that activity. Now let me share my thoughts on these questions. The first one, do you think Gamini's teacher was a good teacher? Give reasons for your answers. So I think Gamini's teacher was a good teacher because he gave very good advice to Gamini. It is because he followed his wise teacher's advice that Gamini became a king, and by bringing his warring brothers together brought peace and unity to his kingdom. So let's see the second one. Why do you think Gamini deserved the title Gamini the Righteous? So I think he was given this title because he was kind and generous. When some people could not pay taxes, he told them that they could do so next year. When someone's crop failed, Prince Gamini gave money, food and clothes. And that's why I think Prince Gamini deserves the title Gamini the Righteous. So I hope you are clear with these questions. Now let's move on to the next section, and it is the section where we discuss values and life skills. And let me read out the question to you. A good teacher helps the learner to become self-sufficient. Discuss with your elbow partner the traits of any family member who has been a good teacher to you. So if you ask me, I would say my mother has been a good teacher to me. She taught me to be independent and self-sufficient. She's a very straightforward person and she taught me the values of honesty and truthfulness. She taught me never to be afraid and always speak up for the right. So if you have a family member whom you see as a good teacher to you, you can write about them under this exercise. You can write about them in your notebook, take a picture and send us to Teams. Now let's move on to the next section, and it is the vocabulary exercise. Here a note is given in the textbook. Let's read the note, and this is about idioms. An idiom is a phrase the meaning of which is different from the meanings of the individual words. So what is an idiom? An idiom is a combination of two or more words which will mean something else than its literal meaning. You can understand the meaning of an idiom by its popular use. For example, when you say break a leg, it means you are wishing someone good luck. The literal meaning may be different, but the meaning of this idiom is just wishing good luck. So such phrases are called idioms. And here examples are given from the story. The teacher fell into a thoughtful silence. The phrase fell into a thoughtful silence is an idiom which means started thinking deeply. So fell into a thoughtful silence here means the teacher started thinking deeply. And the second one, they crowned him. So crowned him is an idiom which means gave him the title of. So here this sentence means they gave him the title of the king. So following this note, you can see an exercise is given there, and here you have to match each idiom with its meaning. And in the column to the left, you are given some idioms, and in the column to the right, you are given their meanings. You have to match each idiom with its correct meaning on the right. So you can do this as an activity now. You can use a dictionary if needed. So you please pause this video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you are done with that activity. Now let's discuss the correct answers. The first one, to see eye to eye. So that is an idiom which means to get along. So to see eye to eye means to get along. The second one, get out of hand. It means that which cannot be controlled. And the third one, with a heavy heart. It means very sad. Now, turned against. It means stopped liking or supporting someone. The fifth one, under the weather. It means feeling unwell. Now the last one, showered him. It means gave plenty. So I hope you got all the idioms and their meanings correctly. Now start using idioms in your conversations. Native speakers use idioms a lot in their conversations to make their English sound more clear and rich. So you can also start using idioms in your conversations. So children, that's all for today. We'll see the rest of the exercise in the next class. Till then, bye.